On this episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, we're going to dive in, folks, and look at three things that I hated in this win over the New Orleans Saints in Week 2. Before we get into today's content, make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Pound that like button, hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos like this on the Panthers. And by all means, folks, leave some comments. I sure love the camaraderie and the banter back and forth between you fans. All right, folks. You know, all was well in Pantherland with a 26-7 win over the dreaded Saints. It's about time. The Saints have had our numbers. The hatred. And I did one video, man, I caught a lot of hell from Saints fans because I ran them in the ground. You know, it's all in fun. Although there is some truth, there is a definite dislike I have for the Saints. But, you know, it's entertainment, folks. It's great value. You know, you love who you love, you hate who you hate. At the end of the day, wash your hands and move on. And that's what it is. But I want to look at three things that I hated in this win. And it's hard to find things in games like this. If I was going to pick one play, you look at, you know, Darnold's flip ball boneheaded interception. But I can let that go if he plays like he did the rest of the week, the rest of the game. But the number one thing I hated is coaches. Can we please game plan better in the second half? You know, you've got to be more aggressive because it looks like after the first two games, the teams were playing or making halftime adjustments. And this is reminding me too much of Ron Rivera, where we get out coached in the second half. Now, not enough to where we've been beat. But the first week, you know, we only got 3 points on offense in the second half. And our defense cracked a little and we let the Jets score points. This week, yeah, it's kind of hard to blame the defense because they really pitched a shutout because Darnold's flip through happened at the end of the third and they scored with that run in the fourth quarter by Jameis Winston. But, you know, our offense did struggle coming out of the gate. We're coming out in the second half looking flat. And we're going to play some teams coming up, and we might be behind at half, or we might have a tie score, or maybe we're only winning by 3. And we can't afford to come out and play rusty, and then the other team comes out, and they muster enough points, and then we lose the game barely. We've got to come out firing on all cylinders. We've got to start, you know, there's nothing wrong with looking better in the second half than the first. I like the way we looked in the first half. But we've got to start having this equal footing on second half looking good or even coming out and looking better in the second half. So the coaches, you know, you got to find a way, you know, to look sharper coming out after halftime. The adjustments the coaches are making are not there. And I don't know if that's on Rhule as much as it is Brady. I'm not really going to knock Phil Snow this week because I think his defense kind of played, you know, spot on, you know, the whole game. But I'm more or less focused on the offense there. All right, number 2 complaint I have. Stop using CMC inside the 5. I want him to get his scores. I think he can score. We're not getting any push from the middle folks or centers and the guards. We're just not. Our run game, you know, CMC might get 3 or 4 yards. If Chuba Hubbard's back there, we only get 1 or 2. But we're not getting the push. And, you know, this red zone offense, we've got to do a better job once, especially we get inside that 5-yard line. It's almost like we got to throw the ball or, you know, or come up with some type of play because we got to be more creative in the goal line, folks. Or we're going to get in these games with a minute to go and we're down by 5 and we need a touchdown and we can win the game because of our defense, but yet our offense can't muster on a first and goal from the 4, can't muster but 3 yards on 4 downs. It's not going to work. We got to do something better there, folks. And that starts up front with the line play. It starts with the game calling by the coaches. You know, not just putting it all on CMC's head or other players who touch the ball. Maybe put Trimble back there. It's time to get him involved to smash some heads. And finally, folks, the third thing that I hated in this game was quit being so damn predictable. It kind of goes off on part 2, what I just said about inside the goal line. Quit being so damn predictable in the red zone. Find ways to open up the playbook. Now, 2 yards in a cloud of dust when it's, you know, first and goal from the 4, it's not working. Now, I'm not saying you run a reverse or something silly because that ended the field. It's tough. But once we get inside the 20, find a way to come up with some plays. I've seen too many teams do it to us. We've got to find a way to open up a playbook and get people involved, whether it be the tight ends, whether it be some type of a run play, a CMC pitch outside, or whether it be a fullback leading the way or creating a play or whatever we got to do, or throwing a short pass or some type of play to a receiver that's a safe pass. We've got to open up the playbook, Joe Brady, and do a better job when we get in the red zone. So, folks, what do you think of this episode? What do you think we need to do, or what did you hate more than anything in this game against the Saints, in this win over the Saints? Leave me some comments, pound that like button, hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos like this on the Panthers, and by all means, folks, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. We'll see you on another episode of Carolina Sports Guy.